Alright, folks, let me do this Freedom Street review while everything is fresh and hot. Alright, beginning with parking. Everybody had designated parking based on their tickets. So I had infield, so I parked at JC and got escorted from JC to the stadium. There wasn't, at the time I went, which was around minutes to 8, there wasn't any traffic entering JC. They had buses waiting on us, so there wasn't like a long line to get into the buses. We just hopped on the bus. We probably waited like 10 minutes for the bus to get full, and then we were police escorted to the venue. On Mountain View Road, you encountered a little bit of traffic, but it wasn't a lot. Because of the police escort, it just sort of like whips through the traffic. The bus drivers were very festive, as you can see in some of the videos. That was a good start. They pumped you up for the concert, so that was a good start. It was also a wild ride. All right, so then the bus drops you off by the arena, and you walk over to the I guess the gate area. That wasn't too bad. They had signs up, and they also had security asking you what ticket you have, and they also looked at the tickets that you have, and they would tell you, okay, you need to join this line, or you need to go to your right or to your left. Going through the gate, I would say it took us like less than 10 minutes. They searched your bag. No, they never searched. Yeah, they searched your bag. You went through. They took your ticket, and then they'll give you the bands. All right. So when you pass the gate, that is where I think they sort of dropped the ball, because, as I said, different ticket holders had different entrances to. They also had different entrances to the stadium, and I didn't think they should have like a directory board where it say, all right, if you have infield tickets, you have infield south and you have infield north, you should take the right or to the left. I had to like walk up to the gate, the stadium gate, like the actual stadium gate, to see where I was supposed to go. So I ended up going to infield north, and I realized if up is to the right is north, that means no, to the left is north, that means I have to go walk down on the other side of the stadium. And then I started walking to the other side, but then a part of me was just like, you know what, I don't want to walk that far down. Let me ask the security here. So I was like, hey, I have infield, where do I go? It's like through grandstand. You take the grandstand entrance. So I went through the grandstand entrance, and that's where it got interesting. So I went through the grandstand entrance, and I was like, wow, it was all like pretty and everything, and I felt like very special. And then I kept walking straight, and I showed the security my armband, and I went through, and I was like, I'm by the stage. I don't think I should be by the stage. So I was like, oh my God, he probably like overlooked my armband. I don't think I should buy the stage, because by the stage is center stage. That's the ticket. That's that area. That's the band you'll have, center stage band. But I had infield band, so I would have been on the outside of center stage. So I would like be around them. But I was just like, phew. So around center stage at the time was relatively empty. I want to say that was around 9 o'clock. Yeah, around 9 o'clock. we were by the stage. Um, and them said Carter was coming on at 10, so I went to get food. Um, they had quite the time I went. There wasn't a long line around the food area, and they had different types of vendors. Then, I was a bit nervous because I was like, "Yo, my band says infield south. What happens if I can't get back in?" But I showed them my band again, and I got back in. And then I left again to get drinks. And I was just like, I'm really playing with fire right now. I'm pushing my luck. Anyways, I got drinks, showed them my band again, and like I got a different guy, and he looked at it properly, and he's like, go through. And I was just like, okay. And I was just like, whoa, maybe my infield band meant I could be around the stage. Anyways, I was having a good time. So we waited for this the yeah, so we just started to wait for Cartel at that time. We realized that the stage is a 360 stage, and I mean, before that, when then we dropped the announcement, you could see how the setup was. But I was very curious as to how they were going to execute that, because in terms of performance wise, like stage setup, 360 stages are the hardest because you have to work the entire stage. Like you have to work left, you have to work north, south, east, west. But I deduce that they're going to focus on the grandstand side. Just based on how the crowd is set up, I was just like, you know what? Make us stay at the grandstand side of the stage. And I think we'll have a adequate amount of performers, which ended up happening because most of the performers, Cartel preferred that side of the stage. Okay, so at 10 o'clock, Cartels came into the venue. Um, yeah, 10 o'clock he came in, like he went to the stage. And then I was like, okay, they're going to start on time. But then when I looked through the stage, because the stage was elevated, you could have seen like through underneath the bottom. I realized that he was just sitting down, like on his phone or talking to somebody. And I was like, okay, maybe him waiting for something. 15 minutes pass, him still a sit down. 30 minutes pass, him still a sit down. Like 45 minutes pass, he was still sitting down. Like him did get up, like stand up, and then him sat back down. And I was just like, yo, it's 45 minutes. Y'all told everybody Carter is going to hit the stage 10 p.m. sharp. Well, you know what? He did hit the stage 10 p.m. sharp. He just did not perform until 11:10. Yes, he performed at 11:10, which I didn't appreciate that, because like if you start late, everything will go just domino down. Like everything just going to be late. You will end up ending late or not completing your set, which actually happened. Um, so at 11:10 he came out. He made a grand entrance. I liked it. He came out singing his songs. We all knew that Cartel wasn't a great performer before he went to jail, and he still isn't after. But at his age and being locked up for 13 years, I think he did a pretty decent job. And also his health condition, I think he did a pretty decent job. Um, so yeah, Carter hit the stage. He started performing. So how most dancehall artists perform, they give you every other line, and that's what he did. He as I said before, he mainly focused on the grandstand side of the stage, which I thought that was not good. I actually think that was selfish. Like, if you were on the other side, you would be pissed. Like, you'd be like, yo, what about over here? So, I'm going to pay all my money, I'm going to just look on screen, you know? But eventually, he didn't make his way to the other side of the stage, like to the main bleacher side, and then to the left and the right. But he mainly focused on the grandstand side of the stage. Um, Other performers came out. They did pretty decent. Um, I think also, yo, throughout the performance, Cartel did forget him lyrics them. Like, sometimes he paused and he's just like, yo, he actually said it at one point. He's like, yo, I forget the lyrics. And he said it with Bunty too. Bunty was singing a song and Bunty kept looking at him like, bro. And he's like, yo, Bunty, I forget the lyrics. I was just like, yo, your catalog is so big, you forget your lyrics, but still, you should have known what song or what was going to play and memorize what you were going to say. Um, so there was a little, I guess, track issues, like technical difficulties, because at one point, like for like less than a minute, Cartel was waiting for like a track to play, and that only happened once. Um, One of the female performers, I think they had like a little mic issue, but it was very minor. It was very minor. It's not like they had a lot of technical technical difficulties throughout the concert. Very, very minor. Um, Overall, I want to say the vibes was about where I was about 80% throughout the night. And I think it was just based off like, personally, I find that dancehall artists, they don't sing out their songs, or at least sing like a verse. It's like them sing the first two lines and then them pull up and then probably sing four more lines and then them switch a song. I personally wish they would just, like, they start a song and they just sing it out instead of pulling up the song. That's just my personal opinion. Um in terms of other performers, because a lot of people performed, some of them were great, some of them were mediocre, some of them needed more, like, stage training. I think out of all the women, Spice and, well, Spice don't know how to master the stage. um I think the blonde hair in the thong, she wasn't bad. She gave the vibes. The other two women, for the life of me, I cannot remember their names. They were okay. I could have hardly hear them. Like, they needed to project their voice. Like, them vocals, this was weak. Um, at the latter end, like when Ja Vinci and Sean, no, not Sean, Chronic Law, Tommy Lee Sparta, when they came on, like, yo, the vibes, everybody was pumped. Like, yo, Popcorn came on, everybody was pumped. Yo, Popcorn is a great performer. Popcorn was the only performer that went around the stage. Like, him spent 2 minutes here, 2 minutes there, 2 minutes there, and I was just like, yo, you are working the stage. Everybody getting to see you. Everybody getting the vibes. When Popcorn touched the stage, the vibes, like, it went from 5 to 10. Popcorn really knows how to work the stage. I was very, very impressed about Popcorn's performance. Um, there was, I don't know what was happening with the artists, because a lot of them were like complaining, saying that them not like, even at one point Cartel say, yo, let through the artist, then them a wait when I let through the artist them, and then the artists themselves, like, them start, I don't know what Scatterbarrel do, but them start tell the man figure, fucking mother and all of them something there. And even, and I think Chronic Law did say it for Scatterbarrel and Joe the white man. As I don't know what was happening. Also, something was happening on the stage, because like, I think like a fight almost broke out. I'm not sure. I couldn't see from where I was. I think it was on the other side of the stage, and the performance did stop for like a 2 minutes, but then they continued shortly after, while like things were still happening on the stage. Again, I'm not sure of the details as to what was going on. So when Tommy Lee Sparta and Skilly Bang touched the stage, the crowd went up. Like, Tommy Lee Sparta was pretty good. Um, I enjoyed his performance. I think that's the first time I've ever seen him perform live. Yeah, that was the first time I've ever seen him perform live, and he was good. He stayed mostly to the grandstand side because Cartel was there. I Popcorn, as I said, Popcorn was the only one that left Cartel and went to the other side of the stage and like performed for everybody else. So when Tommy Lee Sparta touched the stage, party did done. Like, I think they're about to sing one more song, and that was like around 2:45, and at the same time, I guess he's Cartel's manager. I'm going to go back to Cartel's manager. Cartel's manager like whispering in him ears, say, "Yo, police say done. Police say no more." And at that time, Cartel say, "Yo," repeated the same thing he said. Police said no more. It finished, and that was the end. There was no. There was no there was no gradual, there was no wrapping up of the concert. It just did done abruptly, which I didn't like. I think if you are going to do a proper concert, you say you're giving us a world class performance, you should have ended with a world class performance. You sort of just, all right, police, lock it off. Nice seeing you. Get home safely. Them type of something there. It never finish organically. And that was because he came late. Well, he started late. I think if he started on time, he would have ended on time, because I believe that the concert was supposed to finish at 2 o'clock, but they went over like 45 minutes over the allotted time. So leaving the venue, I wanted to leave the venue before it officially ended, just to beat the crowd. I thought they had at least like 50 more minutes. I thought they were going until 3 o'clock. So the time they said it's over, I was actually fixing up to leave, but then everybody started like leaving the same time, and I thought leaving the venue was a bit challenging, because like it became a bottleneck. You're going through like a little entrance, oh sorry, a little exit, and then you sort of spread out again, and then to go outside of the stadium now, out of the stadium gates, like, but within the stadium, um you had to go through like a little, yeah, they made everybody go through this little passageway to go outside. I think that was also dangerous, because if a stampede was to happen, or something, like somebody start push or something, people would have get trampled. All right, so after you go through the second gate, you're basically free. You're like on the stadium grounds, about to hit the street. We went back to where we were dropped off. I thought over there was chaotic. They didn't have like designated areas or I wouldn't say areas, more like signage to say JC, West Kings House Road, or wherever people parked. It's like you just had to be going to each coaster bus asking where you're going, where you're going. And then you finally get your bus and you hop onto it. So that basically what we did. We hopped onto the bus and we were just in on the stadium grounds, just waiting to exit onto the road for like half an hour. The busman ended up reversing and going through another exit, where we ended up like right where the police station. Like we were stuck there for probably like 10 minutes. It was just chaotic. It was like a free for all. There wasn't any police like directing traffic, or they never like make the like all exits to the right or exits to the left. It was just like a free for all. If you want to make a right turn, you can make a right turn, and it just was very congested. Anyways, we finally got through that traffic and we hit Hope Road, and it was free sailing from there. They didn't drop us back. They didn't enter JC. They just dropped us like by the bus stop, and we just walked to where the car park was, which was a very short walk. It was like less than 2 minutes. It was like a 1 minute walk, and you just hopped on your car and you exit. That was exiting the compound was fairly easy. Wasn't a lot of congestion. I think it's because it's regulated by a stop sign that's right at the exit at JC. So once it was green, everybody just went through. And there's also police that was right there, I think, assisting with traffic. Otherwise, exiting the venue, yeah. So overall, I would give Freedom Street concert, I want to say 7.5, maybe 8, between there. I personally, I'm glad I didn't pay for it. I think if I had paid for it, I would have been quite annoyed. But I'm glad I didn't pay for it. So yes, 7.5 to 8 out of 10 points deducted for the late start. Some artists gave lackluster performances. I wouldn't even say lackluster. It's like they gave it the best, or just needed more stage training. So some performers were just not so good. Minus points for, I forget to mention, I'm going to say minus points for lack of security, because honestly, if they were really doing their job, I should not have been at center stage. I had an infield band, and I should have been around the infield part, like below the pods, but between the pods and between center stage. That's where I should have been, but I was by the stage. Also, if you check my videos, the guy in front of me, the Ras, he came from bleachers. I don't know how him reach Dessel, but that should not have happened. Oh, I also forget to talk about getting drinks. Minus points for getting drinks. Yo, how can you have one cashier working like for that side? I didn't record getting drinks area because I just didn't want to have my phone out, and I was conserving battery life and space. But I had literally cash, and it took me like 15 minutes just for the lady to take my order. Actually, more than 15 minutes for the lady to take my order. Um, just one cashier was working. None of the workers can take cash, which I is understandable. But you cannot have one cashier working like a quarter of the venue, quarter of the grounds venue floor. And then on top of it, they ran out of ice. But while I was waiting, they ended up getting ice, thankfully, because I didn't want no hot drink. But yeah, minus for the lack of workers in the bar area, lack of cashiers in the bar area. And I think I mentioned minus points for them starting late and them going over time. So yeah, overall 7.5 to 8 out of 10 for Freedom Street. I hope I did not forget anything, but this concludes my Freedom Street review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Overall, I had a good time at the concert. You know, I won my tickets, so I was having a blast. And the people around me also were having a fantastic time. Like, people was just singing, like, singing non-stop. I was just like, yo, you guys are super fans. Overall, I think most people would say that they did enjoy themselves at the concert. They did give us a grand performance.